Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, we are going to be talking about home decor and furniture items that I think are not worth spending a lot of money on. These are those save items that I just think, yes, they can be very, very expensive. Yes, you can absolutely spend a lot of money on them. And if you love these items, then you go for it. But I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, these are items that I just think are actually worth saving on, that you can have some really great items at a lower price point. And if you can, I just think you're better off allocating some of that budget towards items that I think are worth a little bit more of a splurge than these. Again though, if you love these items, if you have fallen in love with like a designer version of what I'm going to talk about today, then you go for it. It doesn't mean that you made a mistake necessarily by buying something that's a little bit more premium. It's just, in my opinion, if you're looking to save a little bit of money, these are the categories that I just think you can definitely save some money on and get some really great items. And of course, speaking of saving money, what a beautiful segue into today's sponsor, which is Karma. So here's how Karma works. They have a free mobile app that you can use to save money, and they also have a free Chrome extension for desktop. This Chrome extension scans the internet for any active coupon codes. But in addition to that, what I really like about Karma as well is that you can actually save different items that you want to buy in different shopping lists that you can then keep, and it'll constantly monitor whether or not those items go on sale, or if an item you have saved comes back in stock, or there's any applicable coupon codes. Let's say, I don't know, I'm buying another pair of my Lululemon joggers that I practically live in, which, I mean, please see photo of how cute and adorable I look in these joggers, so obviously I'm going to buy more pairs. I am able to make sure that I'm always getting the best price on these joggers because, again, I buy a lot of them. Plus, when you shop at select retailers, Karma gives you some cash back, and they also give some to a good cause too. So all you have to do is click on the link in my description and you're able to go and download the Chrome extensions. So thank you, Karma, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, the first item that I want to talk about is lighting. So lighting is tricky in the sense that normally I would say that if you have a fixed element, if you have something that is generally kind of fixed to the space, so things like, you know, tile, things like stone, you might sort of assume that I would say to spend a little bit more on that lighting because, you know, it's not something you're going to change out all the time. But honestly, there are so many dupes and great lighting fixtures and much more accessible price points than the designer stuff that you're going to see. So I personally love going to designer showrooms to check out all the latest and greatest lighting fixtures that are out there, but I do think going for some cheaper options is a really great way to save a little bit of money on the budget because, you know, there are just amazing dupes out there. Like here is a very, very popular lighting fixture that you can get at Restoration Hardware. So currently right now it's about $765 US for this lighting fixture versus going for a couple of these other items here. Now, are they the exact same? No, but this one here from Target is $70 and this one here from IKEA is $120 US. Now, let's be clear. Like, do I think that these are the same items? No, I think we need to be real when it comes to these dupes that, you know, you're not necessarily always getting the exact same quality as you would if you were to go for something a little bit more expensive. But I think for most people, going for the IKEA or the Target fixture is probably gonna get you like 9/10 of where you wanna be than spending that $765 on that R8 floor lamp. Do you know what I mean? I just think in the end, there are so many great lighting fixtures at more accessible price points. And again, you've got those dupes, but even if you're not trying to dupe something really expensive, there are just some gorgeous lighting fixtures out there. And again, when I'm talking lighting, I'm talking pendants, I'm talking sconces, I'm talking floor lamps, I'm talking table lamps. All those beautiful lighting fixtures you can get at really great price points. And again, here's another example, right? You've got this $565 task lamp. You know I love task lighting, but look, you can get this one here at Target for $70. Again, not the same thing. We're not saying they are, but you can get pretty close and really great quality lighting for just a really, really good price point. I don't think it's really worth spending that sort of super premium to really get something really pricey. This is just a great way to save money in the budget. So I'm just gonna put up a whole bunch of different lamps out there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There are so many great ones. I'm gonna try to list the US pricing as well so that you guys can see, just as a guide to show you that you don't need to break the bank. I'm also gonna mention things like Facebook Marketplace, things like going and thrifting and vintage shopping, whatever. There are so many fabulous lights that have been around over the last, 70 years. I'm sure you can thrift something. Again, searching on Facebook Marketplace, it wasn't that hard to find really cool lamps, really cool table lamps, really cool floor lamps that you can use for your home. It's gonna make your space look a lot more beautiful, a little bit more original, a little bit more unique, and you don't need to spend a whole lot of money on this, you guys. Okay, next up, we're talking pillow covers. Okay, so I do recommend that you make sure that you invest in good quality inserts for your pillow covers. So if you're buying them separate, I just recommend, I don't say you have to spend a whole lot of money. There's some great options at IKEA that are down filled if you're doing down. If you're not, there's some other great options that are vegan friendly. But I would say, making sure that you get a really great quality insert is more important than some of these covers. And if you're buying the pillowcases and the inserts together in one pillow, the rules still apply. There are some really pricey pillows out there that go in the hundreds of dollars that are not really worth it. And these are from like name brand stores that I talk about on this channel all the time. Places like CB2, places like Article. I love these places. They're great. Their pillows are quite pricey, but going for something like a Sinella pillow that you can get at IKEA, the covers, what are these? These are like $20 or less for like the insert and the cover. I just think they're a really great pillow, really good quality, and you can swap them out. I think pillows are a really great seasonal item that you can bring, so you don't have to go for like the really kitschy stuff when we have like, the seasonal decor rotates in and out. You guys know what I'm talking about. If not, go check out my Christmas design mistakes video because there's some doozies in that video. So if you are looking to kind of update your space depending on going with the seasons, I tend not to do that, but that's just me. Then pillows are a really great way to do that. And you don't have to break the bank by spending like hundreds of dollars on a stupid pillow. There are really great quality pillows that are a more accessible price point. You should be spending, 20, 30 bucks for a really good quality pillow. I think that's totally achievable. Again, if you fall in love with some really fancy pillows, maybe it's got some embroidery on it, maybe it's in a boucle or something really fancy or whatever, yes, okay, fine. If you want to spend 100 bucks on a pillow, you go have at it, but you just don't have to be spending that much on throw pillows. You know what I mean? By the way, I'm also going to throw in throws in this category, a little bit of a bonus item here. Throws. Why are we spending so much money on throws? There's some really, again, you know what, if you get a person who has, maybe like there's an artisan that is making some like hand woven throws and you want to support that person and you know that the time and labor that it takes to throw into that, is going to cost you hundreds of dollars, then go have at it, you buy that throw. I'm not trying to shame anybody for buying really good quality and spending and investing. I'm just saying there are some really good throws that are really accessible price points at this point. You know what I mean? Like you can spend 20, 30, 40 bucks or something like that on a throw and get some really beautiful throws that are going to be amazing, that are going to be warm, comfortable, luxurious, high quality items, and you don't have to necessarily spend a whole ton of money on these items. That's what I'm saying. Okay, next up, we are talking about glassware, and I'm specifically looking at bar glassware. Okay, so not only are there some questionable design choices in this category, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just generally not a fan of a lot of really like frosted etching or like really like brass lip detailing that are happening in some of these really, really fancy things that you can get. Like I've got some here links from like Harrods, I've got some Vera Wang, whatever. There are some questionable choices that I maybe don't like, and that's okay. What I like isn't what you like, that's okay. We around here, we accept that we don't all have to like the same things. But some of these price points on this glassware, I'm talking like 160 bucks for like 2 wine glasses. I'm sorry, no ma'am, where are we spending that much money? I think this is like tailor-made for like the wedding crowd. Like you put this on your wedding registry and then grandma, you shoot grandma, she always wants to buy like 6 wine glasses or some dinner place settings or whatever, right? That's what grandmas really like to do. So I think that's why it's got this like wedding premium of why these things are so expensive. You don't need to be spending this much money on your fancy glassware. You are just fine spending a much more reasonable amount for glassware that is gonna be beautiful, gonna be timeless, gonna be quality. So we're not talking the glasses where, you throw maybe in the dishwasher or, all my stuff has to be dishwasher safe. Otherwise I am so out, it's not even funny. But assuming it's dishwasher safe, the types that you throw them in, or like maybe they just like barely even nick the sink and then all of a sudden, boom, they shatter. Like I'm not talking the like cheap crap. I'm talking like good glassware that is going to last you, but is free of all the etchings and detailing and all the questionable design decisions that I'm talking about or showing in some of these fancy photos. And just like really beautiful timeless stuff that is not crazy, right? My wine glasses are from Crate & Barrel. They are the Oregon collection, if you must know. And I really, really love them. I think I've maybe broken 1 glass in like a couple of years that I've had them. Good quality glasses, reasonable price point, no need to break the bank here. Here we've got some really nice ones from CB2. These are $16 for a set of 8. 16 bucks for a set of 8. Come on, that's like a much more reasonable price point to spend on glassware. You shouldn't spend an insane premium on glasses that are probably inevitably going to break. And then what are you gonna do? You spend $120 on 2 glasses? No, skip the really, really expensive stuff. In this example, I would say the budget picks are actually better than the more expensive expensive picks because you're going to sleep better knowing that you didn't spend some insane amount on some stupid glasses that are inevitably going to break. Okay, next up on my list is going to be hardware and other metals. So you guys know that I'm talking about a lot of hardware, like door hardware, drawer pulls, cabinet pulls, whatever. I don't think you need to spend an insane premium to get some really, really beautiful pieces. Now, you know, some of the real brass stuff and the antique stuff sure can get pretty expensive, and I understand there's value there. So again, I'm not shaming anybody that wants to spend a premium on some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is like $80 a door pull, right? Or some of these price points are just absolutely insane for door hardware or cabinet hardware, and I just don't think they're really all that worth it, in my opinion. Again, if you can afford it and you want to do it and you've fallen in love with some great, beautiful, amazing cabinet pulls, then you just have at it. You don't need to spend that much. I was at H&M Home the other day and I looked at these cabinet pulls that I had recommended you guys in a video like 6 months ago. I think they were like $6.99 and they were real marble, right? I mean, real marble, $6.99. Come on, you guys. Why are we spending $80 on a door pull, right? I mean, it's H&M, so obviously they got scale and they're able to, you know, sell them for a lot cheaper than probably they should be, but still for $6, $7, $8 or something like that for little cabinet pulls, I think that's a really good price point if you're on a budget to be able to get some really beautiful stuff. There is so many gorgeous drawer pulls that are out there. I just think it's like little jewelry for your home, and you don't have to necessarily spend an absolute premium to get some really, really expensive stuff. And by the way, can I just also give a shout out to Etsy? I mean, there are some people that are out there that obviously really love sort of crafting these amazing little drawer pulls, and this is sort of a hobby for them. Love these people, right? Support these people. These people are great, and they're selling them at really amazing price points, right? I found some dupes of like, here are these beautiful pieces that are like, what, $91 for a cabinet pull, and then I found a very similar one for 12 bucks. Guys, we don't need to go crazy with this stuff. Okay, next up is going to be accent tables, right? These are kind of the end tables that are in your living room. Any sort of accent table I will put in this category, but I'm gonna signal out sort of the end tables that you may be putting in your living room. And the reason I'm gonna single out the end tables is just because some of them are really, really, really expensive. And they're honestly, they don't really need to be, because I think when you're looking at your living room, you've got your couch, your side chairs, you've maybe got your coffee table, you've got your rug, you've got your other sort of case goods, whatever. You've got your maybe media console, your bar, bar cabinet if you're like me. Basically, it's describing my living room here. But anyway, that's the stuff that I have. You know, that's the stuff that people are gonna focus on. That's the stuff that's really going to make a difference and people are going to be using regularly, right? They're gonna be sitting on your couch, they're gonna be sitting in your side chairs, your rug. I do think investing in a rug can be a great idea because you can wash it for years. You know, see the video on me talking about how I bought a shag rug from Costco. It didn't go well. But I would say that end tables tend to kind of be a little bit forgotten about because they're just kind of like there. They're not really used all that much. They tend to want to be symmetrical if you've got them on both sides of your couch. They can be really beautiful, I get that. I just don't think it's the type of thing that you necessarily need to be spending a whole lot of money on. There are other items in your living room that I think are worth investing in. Again, like that sofa or those side chairs, or even the coffee table that's gonna get a lot of use. I think investing in those pieces are really great because that's what's gonna build your living room. The end tables are just sort of accessories, and I'm not sure they're necessarily really worth spending a lot of money on. Plus, places like IKEA and Target, which I'm going to show you a whole bunch of options here, produce some really great end tables and accent tables and whatever that I think are going to look really beautiful. They're going to make a really, really big impact in your space, and they're not that expensive, and you just don't need to be spending a massive premium on these really expensive end tables. I don't think anybody is honestly really going to notice if you buy a really, really super expensive fancy end table, when really it's just serving the function of holding your drink, and it's probably just gonna sit there and not really make a big statement anyway. Save a little bit of money, go for something a little bit more affordable, and invest that budget in other areas of the living room that are gonna make a much bigger impact on your space. Okay, and then next up on my list is going to be storage baskets. So I love storage baskets. I recommend them because I just think they can hold that throw that we talked about earlier, right? They can throw different items. They really help declutter your space. So, you know, maybe if you have kids or you have dogs and they've got like the dog toys or the kids toys or blah, 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 and you want a place in the living room that maybe you want to store them, that could be like a great place to just sort of catch all and throw it in there, and it keeps your space looking really uncluttered, which I really enjoy. So I personally really love storage baskets. You do not need to be spending the premium that is out there sometimes on these storage baskets. I've seen ones that are hundreds of dollars, a couple $100s for a storage basket. In my opinion, unless it's like hand woven somewhere and you really want to support the person, or you don't want to buy, retail, and you really kind of want to invest in something that you really, really love, or that a cause or a person or something that's making these, then go for it, spend that premium. But I just think if you're really trying to save money, this is not an item that you necessarily need to splurge on. There are really great options at IKEA, at H&M Home, even HomeSense Home Goods, which, if you saw one of my videos, I don't care for HomeSense at all, but that was one of my categories that I said to buy this because this is something they do well. It's, I don't think they do tons well, but this is one of the items that I think they do well, is that storage basket. Good on you, Home Goods. So I just think there's some really affordable options that are out there that are gonna do the same job as some of the really pricey ones that are gonna cost you like $80, $100, $200 just for a basket. So I would say this is a space you can definitely save some money on. Okay, that's it for me for today, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm going to link here to my video on HomeSense Home Goods, buy this, not that. Storage baskets, by the way, is one of the buys. There's a lot that is in the not buy. So maybe go check out that video, and I'll see you all in that one. So thanks, guys. Bye.